Okay, let's get started. All right, we can get started. Hello, Naf. So just to catch people up when they're watching the rebroadcast of the stream, where I'm at in the prototype is I was working on a dialogue narrative system, and I still am, and that's what I'm going to be working on today. What I have mechanically for the actual gameplay of the game, connect my controller, this lawn mowing game, all with text graphics, the really nice subtle screen filter on it to give it some personality. The base canvas of this game is 480 pixels by 270 pixels, which is really small. This is magnified on my 4K monitor. That's the great thing about that resolution is that it scales up pixel perfectly to a bunch of different resolutions, including 4K or 1080p. You can go faster. This is gravel. If you touch it, there's going to be like some sort of consequence, like health, HP points or something. But I'm working on the narrative side of things right now, because if I can't get the narrative side of things working, I'm going to abandon the prototype. And that's the point of a prototype, is to prove yourself that you can actually do it. So right now I have the message system, it's like text messaging or like instant messaging system set up. And it works. And it works by this array. This is the number of the message, so we can have a message history system. And then we have name, message, a reply to that message, two replies to that message, possible replies, and those buttons do pop up. And then responses to those replies. So if I just go like this and actually put things in, let's say the name would be like Kayla, the message would be like, hey, I love you. The reply af, I love you too. Reply neg for negative, it's like, that's great to hear. And then a response to those replies, response to I love you too, is I know and I love you for it. It's very... Response to the neg is, wow, we'll talk later. So it would pop up like this. Message, hey, I love you, and then I can choose which message, and it gives a preview of what I would be saying. And then it gives us a response, and it'll have infinite message history. So as long as messages are coming in, I'll program the camera so you can scroll up and see the entire message history throughout the entire length of the game. It's adaptable, so it can always add new messages. But what got me stuck last time I was streaming was now delivering those messages. So I have to declare these global variables here. So it's like this, and I hope that I can get it working so I have like quest objects or a quest system so it can know when to send new messages. This is all for the wife character, but I can expand it out to other characters too. And on the right hand side of the screen, you'll be able to navigate between different message threads, different people. Now, I need to come up with a message, like a quest system. Right? So I feel to get that started, I should start with a new object to handle this, just so I can keep things organized. I could just put it all in oMessagesWife, and maybe I will import everything to this object. Right? Let me make sure, like, is it just being created here? Here we go. Yeah, camera, HUD. So 2 objects. Object to handle new messages and message history. Camera that can move and see message history. Maybe I'll add a new object. I think I am going to add a new object to keep things organized, and then maybe I can move it over to oMessagesWife in a bit. Let's see, I'll call this oMessages I think I want like a bigger quest system that can handle like all of the different message threads. So I think I'm just gonna call this oMessages manage all. And then I'm gonna create a new group. If I'm too quiet, let me know. I can adjust my mic settings. New group, and this is just gonna be called OAD. And I'm gonna move all of these to that group there. Now I'm working with oMessages all. And I will change this code so it only creates oMessagesWife when we actually select that. So maybe I should work on that now. What should I work on first? I think for streamlining, I should just get the quest system working while this is highlighted, while that's up. Because if that object is created, it means that this message thread is what's highlighted by the player. And I want to be able to receive new messages while message threads are highlighted by the player. So I will create a new object that will handle things. No matter where you are in the game, it can create new messages in this global variable arrays, and then you can navigate to this room and see what new messages you have on the right side or threads, and then you can select those and it'll pop up here, right? So I'll work on that system later. Right now, just something to manage new messages. That's what I need. And I could literally put the entire narrative of the game into this object if I wanted. Sounds kind of fun. Really bad coding practice, but hey, I'm a bad coder, so if it works is the only thing that matters. Okay. So how do I want to do this? Let me think for a second. A lot of design is just thinking. See, when I'm working on a game, I just sit back and end up just thinking. For a long time, I think on bike rides and showers when I'm shopping, but then when I'm actually like, as my old graduate degree, master's degree professor would say, one of them would say, you can't get work done unless your ass is in the chair and fingers on the keys, like keys on the keyboard. So here I am. My ass is in the chair, my fingers are on the keyboard. What do I want to do? Do I want this to be like a persistent object throughout the game? I kind of do. Now, I try to make sure I don't have too many persistent objects. Right now, how many persistent objects do I have? I should keep a list. Are one of these persistent? I think wife response is persistent just because it has a timer that runs for a brief amount of time. So that's fine, because that's only going to be persistent for a few moments. So I think I'm going to make this object persistent. And if that's the case, I want it created at the beginning of my game, because this is going to be handling the narrative of the entire game, and we can get new messages at any point in the game. So I'm going to put it here. Create object that manages all messages all the time, forever and ever. Instance, create, layer, 0, 0. Make sure every room has an instances layer, if that even matters. O, messages manage all. So now that's going to get created. Now, you know what now is that I need a Discord so that y'all can hang out in my Discord sometimes and we can chat, because when I'm focusing on this, I don't have a lot of time to chat because I need to focus. But I'm happy chatting. So we need a system so that it checks certain variables as we play the game and then sends new messages to the player when those variables get hit. But then it also goes in order, so that if messages, say from your kids, meets a certain requirement, so it gets sent, and messages from, oh, I guess they're handled in different threads, aren't they? So that doesn't matter. It'll just be like the order. Okay. So let's just do a very simple variable check now, and that variable check will be just a game timer. And then this can be changed to whatever. So let's just set up a very simple timer for testing. Testing timer equals, let's wait for 3 seconds. I had the -1, so it's precisely 3 seconds. Oh, I hate this so much. Times 60. So I can actually see how many seconds I'm dealing with. And step event. If testing timer, is it timer testing? Testing timer. It's greater than 0. Testing timer minus. Else. I think I'll just say it needs to like trigger something, right? I can just do testing timer is 0, so that's the variable we could check. Yeah, we'll just test that, so it'll just get to 0. It's testing timer to 0. Okay. And later I can make this just run a check like every 10 seconds, and then it can do a check with what quest. But right now I'll have it check every 60 frame, once every frame. 60 times per second. That's fine for testing. They send first message. First white message. It's all for testing. All for testing. If testing timer less than or equal to 0, just for prototyping, then I want to get it so like messages are unlocked, and then have another part of the code deliver those messages in order. Right? Just for now, I just want to make sure this is working, so I will just plug this in. I should take note of that idea. Messages unlock, but another set of code delivers those messages in order, one after the other. There we go. I'm liking where this is going. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, this is working. This is where I got stuck last time. Now it's making more sense. Now it's making more sense. So, let's send the first... Let's just send the first message, then I'll delete this. This needs to turn off. Oh, just do a testing message sent equals false. And testing message sent. Testing message sent equals true. So it only sends it once. All right. Let's see. 3 seconds. 3 seconds have passed. See, this is why... Testing timer. Oh, I need to fill in stuff. Okay, Kayla. Message. Test message. Reply. Ath. Reply. Neg. So silly of me. I need to put stuff in. That's good. That's bad. All right. Let's count down. 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. It didn't show the message. Oh, this needs to be not 1. This needs to be check for new messages. The array length. This is good. This is good information. Next message. This is good. This is why I test. I find out these little things I need to include later. 3, 2, 1. All right. What's going on? Oh, yeah. That's the array length. Next message would just be all this. Normal array length is -1, but next message would be +1, so I just removed the -1. There we go. All right, let's try that. 3, 2, 1. There we go. All right, let's turn on my controller again. All right. Okay. So now that's working. Yay. This is why we have it. Okay, so now, so now we know that just messages can get sent. We need to make this trigger I do want them to go in like order. Sort of unrelated to what's happening in the game. Aesthetically, that feels good to me. So now, okay, so I need to create a system where the message is unlocked, but then another set of code delivers those messages in order one after the other. Okay, so basically it needs to wait until the reply has happened before it does the next thing. Yeah. Okay, so I need a variable that unlocks. Unlocking messages. Why? It's a variable because it needs to be checking for this. This is what matters. No, this doesn't check for that. It doesn't check for that. Maybe? Oh, yeah. It's a completely different variable. So we just need a variable that's like... Wife unlocked. What? Messages wife unlocked equals 0. And for that, I'll worry about that in a moment. Messages wife unlocked 0. Very good. So here, I'm going to change the timer to be like, hey, after the testing timer is over, if messages wife unlocked, messages wife unlocked, is less than 1, messages wife unlocked equals 1. So this is going to unlock message 1. So now I need code to deliver the messages that have been unlocked in order. So let's move this just here for now. I'll say messages wife and we can have it sort of follow the syntax. Yeah. Of these variables so they can get loaded up. I like that. Name. Actually, let's change this. There we go. The first message will be empty. The second message won't be. So let's clear this out so it doesn't show anything. Yeah. So when this gets to 1, it'll have the information it needs to send the message, right? Right. All right, so my locked equals 1. Let's send wife messages. Wife sends messages. And we'll just get rid of this condition. Just copy and save this for a moment. All right, so wife sends message. So it's going to unlock. The first message will need to get sent, which is this non-message. So I'll have to start with that and be like, he also has to check if it's been sent. So messages wife sent equals -1, because it'll get to 0. And that'll means that message 0 will have been sent. If messages wife sent is less than messages wife unlocked, which currently that's how it's set up. Should I change the syntax here? Messages wife unlocked is greater. No, I like this. I like how this is set up. Comment. Sent messages means there are unsent messages. I'm gonna lose. This word is gonna lose all meaning. Sent in a few moments. Messages is getting there soon. Soon also. There are unsent messages. So what do I want it to do if there's unsent messages? Well, I want it to send a message. So this is where I get this, where it actually sends the message. And I can put this all in a script later. And this needs to be that freaking code that I check. Check the length. Call this next message. Current message is -1, but next message is +1, so I just remove the -1. Next message would be right? loads in all this info. But then this would be, this number would be messages y sent plus 1. Yeah. Let's do bar. This can't be next message. This has to be called next message in history. The next message in message history, so I'll just add. We'll do this as bar next message being sent equals this. Just to keep track of things. Because it's guaranteed to be less than unlocked, so we can go to the next one. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right? 1, 3, 4, 5. Then after that, all right. Find out next messages. Oop. Then this would be send the message. So that sends the message, but now we need to update this. Oh, we can't move on to the next one until it's been replied to. So I might need to add another condition here. But I do need to say messages y sent. Plus plus. But then we need to add another condition here that doesn't move on until we've like gotten through the responses part. Right? Right. So what's that condition? So right now I have two messages loaded up. A blank one. Let's just do this so we can actually see it. I'll remove that in a moment. And then the next one. Let's do name, message, just for testing purposes. There we go. Because otherwise it'll just send the next message also. But we can't send the next message until we've read the response or seen the response. Seen the message, sent the reply, saw the response. So I need a condition here that does a check for having like loaded this up. Alright, so I think here is where I need add a condition for having seen the response. And I think this is where oMessage's wife comes in, because this, yeah, post replies and responses. Oh, actually, this object is where we do that. Huh. All right, how do I do this? So this object needs to tell us here. This is where tell us that the response has been sent. So we know this. We know this value here. This is the value we have. But then this, we don't, because it all creates a new message. Some with replies or responses, some without. All right. How do I check? How do I check? Tell us that the response has been sent. How can we check if the response has been sent? Then load something in here. To be like, this is what we're waiting for. Send the message. Message we need to get sent before we send the next unlocked message is this. Or this. It's one of these. And this is where we add the condition. So let's create a variable being like messages wife response path messages wife response neg equals thing equals nothing, right? It's one of these two needs to get read. Not very elegant, but it's going to work. I think this is going to work. Yeah, I think this is going to work. So we set this. To be equal this actually. We have to wait for this. And we can always check. Here we go. If I have equals, this is gonna get sketchy, but it might work. I think it's gonna work. It's gonna get sketchy though. Bar most recent message equals -1. The syntax needs to be switched. Yeah. Or oh, janky. It's gonna work though. It's gonna work. Neg. It'll happen immediately, but I can add a timer later. The most recent message. No. Most recent message would be 1. Yeah, that was close. Because it gets posted, and messages are the things that you read. There we go, that was close. Oh gosh, this is gonna be janky. Okay, let's try it. I have. Did it just work? Did this just freaking work? Okay, I'm gonna test it again. I'm gonna change these. Test messages. I love you. I love you too. I don't love you back. That's good, that's bad. Okay, let's try this again. Response. I love you. I love you too. That's good. I think this just worked. All right, let's test it with other things. All right, now we need a timer. So it doesn't happen immediately, but then I think our system is working. I think our system is working. Ooh, and so this is how I'll put in the entire narrative. I'll just need to program triggers to trigger the next thing. Right now the trigger is just a timer. But I can change that. I can change the condition to be other things. right? As the story progresses. And what's great about this is that I'll have a system in place that you can't start the next workday until you've replied to all messages. So it'll never unlock too many messages or create confusion there. Like, you have to be moving on in order to keep playing. You have to be moving on with the messages. Let's add one more message set to 2 and we're gonna say this: grab some groceries for me. Sure thing. No way. That's great. Uh-oh, we'll talk later. Hold on, do I just... Oh, I need to unlock the next message. Oh, we just need to change this to, like, 2. Let's unlock both messages. I guess we don't even need the timer anymore. I'm just saying messages unlocked equals 2. Okay. We just need a timer. Question, man, for the people watching, for the 1 or 2 people watching, need your help. Does it make more sense to have this say you when it's the player's messages being sent? Does it make sense for it to say me? Or does it make sense for it to have the player's character name here? Like, I don't... I could put like this is just a stored variable. It could be like anything. Anyway, that matters less right now. But that's working. Okay, what's the next thing I need to work on then for this? So I have my replies. Oh yeah, the timer. The timer is what I need. So right now the response timer is set at 1 second. I feel like it'd be better if it was 2 seconds. 1.5 seconds. Maybe I can make the other timer also 1.5 seconds. That's like a good... I'll have to put up some graphic, like 3 dots blinking or something, so we can see that she's writing the next message. Let's say that. Great, so let's do the same. Or I can even like randomize it. That'd be kind of fun. So I can do like bar seconds. Let's change this back to 60. And change this to seconds. Bar seconds equals random range equals random range between 60 and 120. I random range. Yeah, it's kind of fun. So it's like randomized a little bit. All right. So we need a timer now. So that this doesn't run. So I need a timer. This is where the timer needs to be, I think. See, this is saying like, hey, we're about to send the next message, but we should wait a moment before we do. So let's create that timer. This timer testing, we're not using this anymore. Let's create a proper timer. Do it here. Messages, wife, timer. Timer max. Does it need a reset? Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't need a reset. Oh yeah, it does need to be reset. Timer wife max. Messages wife timer max equals. How did I have this? But this is like. This gets randomized. Oh, let's just set it like the same. Let's set it to be just like 60. Who cares? 59 technically. Messages white timer equals messages wife timer max. We'll just get that reset. So this is where the timer needs to be put in. Say, wait a moment before sending next message. If greater than 0, go. Else. There we go here. Indent that. And then how do we reset the timer? Can I just reset the timer here? Reset timer. I don't know if that'll work. Then I need to add, I forgot to add a comment here. Or that the message was sent. Okay. I think this will work. I have it set to 1 second, right? I don't know if it's gonna work. I actually don't think it's gonna work. Oh, that was 1 second. Yeah, that's the timing is a little weird, so I'm gonna do the same thing that I do here. Yeah. And we'll do a min also. Min equals the give it some organic feel to it. No, and I could have breaks. So to break up that like 2 messages reply, 2 messages reply vibe, can I like build in like a break? So it's like, or does everything need? Well, right now I've made it so everything needs a reply. But I can just have no response. Let's just change this to no response. See how that looks, so I can have like more back and forth conversation. Oh. It's this is what throws it off. The response here. There's no, maybe I can make it so if there's no message, it doesn't post a name.
Oh yeah. Are we talking about losing control? I'm gonna show you how we lose control, baby. Watch this.
I think I have to post. There we go. If message to post equals nothing, then name equals nothing. Will that drop the line breaks? Let's see. It does throw off the line breaks. Ah, damn it. So I get rid of this. Is that rhythm of message sending feel wrong?
Tell me if you're hurt and I'll be there. Carry you away to the promised land. Feel your heartbeat and don't be scared. 'Cause I'll be there.
I don't think players will notice.
Be there. You and I, we can fly anywhere you wanna go. Find a place we can hide. We can make it on our own.
All right.
For the ride to the stars, just follow. You and I, side by side.
I can't believe I started the day without having the system working. And now it's working. But now I'm getting like a message history. Maybe the next thing to program the camera. I think I need to start back, like, if I'm in this room, I need to be, like, selecting message threads. Is there anything else I need to organize here? So this is wife.
Fever taking over, it's burning. You're so stuck in your head, think I'm leaving. In your
Should I just put this in a big old script?
that I'll be there.
And, like, what's going to trigger thing?
You and I, we can fly anywhere you want.
Right now, there's no, like,
Place we can hide, we can make it
trigger. Would it be, like,
to the stars.
the amount of money I'm making?
Dancing in your halo.
What's going to, like, trigger things? Let's create a new region here. Call this region wife sends messages. And region. And let's create a new region called, let's call this region wife triggers for messages. It's called wife triggers. Triggers. Yeah. Messages. Why? Right, so like what will be the triggers? Well, I don't have enough gameplay to have triggers. Just like day one, like days. I shouldn't worry about this right now. Right now, I'll have no triggers. It's not the worry. Right now, the worry, the focus is selecting There's something wrong with that sprite? Something in that sprite looks wrong. Hold on. That's going to drive me nuts unless I fix it. Actually, this is a good break. I should like get all of my art assets collected and backed up. Games. Something in the middle doesn't look right. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. That was wrong. I could tell. And here? Is this another error? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is another error. That's funny. Oh. This is an error. This also looks like an error. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. It's on the top and the bottom. Any others? Freaking A. I'm seeing them all over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Four. Yep, and there's another. So let's just fix this all on one side. I wanted these things smaller anyway. That's all correct. It's all correct. And down here I can just erase. Just copy this. And move this over. That looks correct. Any other errors? Nope. All right, sprites. All right, let's export all of our images. Just make sure that looks okay. Yeah, that looks right. Fits the two lines, fits the width. There's a nice separation between the widths. Yeah, I wanted it narrower anyway. Okay, so Let's make sure all of these sprites get exported and saved. All right. Do I need to save these? For their sizes, maybe? Yeah, I should save everything. SMR collision, image, export to PNG, save. There we go. Save all these really quick. Edit image. Export. Just save the sizes. I should have a backup of all of my images, especially the important ones. I think that's all of them. Okay. Good. Have those backed up. That's important. Hear me swallowing. Sorry about that. All right. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was going to work on not triggers, I was going to work on managing the message threads so that this object doesn't get created and draws all this stuff. And make sure these replies get created appropriately when you highlight or unhighlight. So I can do a button system like I've done in the past. Be kind of cool if the most recent messages got moved to the top also. That'll be complicated. Too complicated. There's only going to be like 4 people you message anyway. No, that's going to be longer because you'll have potential clients also messaging you. No, I think I can just handle it with just like a certain number. We don't need to make this like a scrolling thing or make it complex. We keep it pretty simple. This is going to be pretty complex over here. So let's just have like the first one will be, you know, wife. First one is wife. So I need a button control system. Okay. Create object, call this O messages control. This is how I've managed buttons in the past. I have a control object and then individual buttons. And yeah, so like, let's see, buttons max equals, right now it's just going to be 0. Button currently highlighted will be button 0. I really like my system from my last game, so I should just go import the button system from that. Yeah, let's do that. Always still code from your old projects. Objects, menus, title, low title control, essential things I need. Let's open this. Right. Definitely need like a parent object for all this. So that's this create event. Step event. Get all of this. All of it. Want all of it. All of this can go in a parent object. Then what's this draw event? Excuse me. I don't need the draw event. And then for individual buttons, individual buttons, create event, I'll adjust this in my other game because I've gotten better at coding, writing this code. Step event, let's just steal it for now. Yeah, and then draw would just be drawing the sprite, right? I can deal with that later, so we don't need a draw event right now. Okay. All right, so messages. All messages control. Create event. All right, anything I want to fix here? Button max. Good. Scrolling. These are going to be... This is kind of funny, just to let you know that this is all the same timing. The variables just need to get declared, though. Okay. And then the step event. I'm very happy that I got done what I wanted to get done. Okay, so let's copy it all over and start fixing it. So this function is now different. This is going to be if input check, and then here it needs to be I forget the new functions. What's wrong? There we go. Okay. There we go. So we need to do this. So this is up. Except without the bang.
Time for a love potion, a little sweet and spice. Throw it all in a cauldron, mix it up real nice.
Change this to down.
My eyes stir counterclockwise. I dream of you all night. Filled with emotion, follow the signs. With this love potion, you will be all mine. I'm pulling you closer to me. You're finding it harder to breathe. The magic is taking over your mind entirely. I'm the only one that you see. I got what you want, what you need. Before you know it, you are falling in love with me. Little sweet spice. Made a love potion for you.
Yeah. All right, so what's gonna get this created in our room?
This is the moment, no turning back.
So we actually don't want this one anymore, but let's keep it here for now. Actually, let's just remove it now. And call this O messages control. Doesn't matter where it gets created. Keep those there so I remember. And just as a reminder, yeah, I have the two viewports set up. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Okay. This handles the buttons on the right. All right, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break and clear my throat. I'll be back in a moment. Give me 1 second.
Never reminded, never taking whatever you told me. I know what I could be. Making emotion paintable inside. Tell me, is this what you made me? I'm the storm that meets the moon. I'm the sun that will not move. Do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Tell me one more lie. Every time you bring me close, and you're thickening the ghost of you, bleeding tires you've undone,
Ah. Okay, back to our buttons. All right, so I got that going. Now I needed some buttons. So right now, we got to be able to switch back and forth. Oh, messages control. that does get created. So I need... What should it look like? Should be like visually, what should it look like? Here, it should have like the number of unread messages. UNREAD. About that width, unread. And then contact name. Number of unread. So these are where the buttons would be. And I can just use the sprite here that I have. S messages reply. Or let's use it for now. Right, so let's create object, call this O messages button wipe. Oh. Create event. Colors. So right now I don't have, How do I show highlighted buttons? Don't need this. Call this and step event. Input pressed. Input verb dot action. Does it need held? I don't think it needs held.
Someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change.
My control equals O messages control.
Can't bear the things I've had to face. Got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh,
My button number.
never change, never change. You'll break your back to make me feel again. Suffocate to make me breathe again.
Key interact.
Lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change.
Key interact.
I stopped asking for forgiveness, 'cause you should know
And
only fools tread where the angels fear to go.
action.
Trying to get too close. Save myself by turning into stone. So save your judgment, 'cause you just say I should feel guilty and change my ways, leaving crumpled bodies in my wake. Swear I didn't mean to make them break. Swear I didn't mean to
Never equals true.
but they're so delicate and so mundane, and they keep coming like a moth to a flame. Oh, some things never
Function.
never change. Break your back to make me feel.
My action
Suffocate to make me breathe again.
should be
Lose your mind from endless.
creating the object.
Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption never came.
We select it, then it creates it. Instance doesn't exist of O messages wife. Instance create layer oh, where's my scripts? 2200. Instances all messages wife. Action, my action. Let's just start there. So you don't scroll. And we need to actually put them in. Like design it. It's better to design it visually. There we go. Does that even line up nicely? Let's see. But then hovering. How do I do hovering? All the graphics have to be... See, this is the part of prototyping when I think I have to do the prototyping off screen. When I'm starting something new. Off stream, I mean. I'm going to end the stream here, and then I'll probably record a tutorial in the afternoon. So I'm going to stop streaming. Thanks. Thanks for watching.